Hello, and welcome to OPI's Go Back to the Salon with Confidence virtual seminar. Today I'm going to talk about something that's super important to the success of any salon, and that is sanitation. Now more than ever, it's important to make sure you and your clients stay safe and healthy through your sanitation and disinfection protocols. As you gear up to reopen, it's also imperative to abide by your state's back-to-work guidelines. In this seminar, we will review the impact of germs in the salon, levels of decontamination, back-to-work guidelines provided by the Professional Beauty Association, protective measures you can implement in your salon, along with OPI's top sanitation products and in-salon service recommendations to help clients after months of stay-at-home orders. Now let's have some fun. There's no doubt that this pandemic has made some clients reluctant to return to the salon. But as a nail pro, you are the expert and sanitation isn't new news. That's why you have a unique opportunity to educate your clients and gain their trust by giving them the confidence in your salon's sanitation and disinfection practices. This is your time to shine and show them that you're taking their safety seriously. During this seminar, we ask you to keep safety top of mind. Take pride in professionalism and remember that clean is cute. As we kick off this seminar, we want to ground everyone on specific terminology. It's important we all speak the same language. For example, what's a germ? Is it bacteria? Is it a virus? Is it something different? Well, a germ is basically an infectious microscopic pathogen, which is often either a bacteria or a virus. Simply put, if you think about the common advertising phrase, kills germs and bacteria, it's actually redundant. It's like saying, I eat fruits and apples. The first category includes the second, because bacteria is under the germ category. But why is this important? Because there are 3 types of germs that are commonly found in the salon: fungi, bacteria, and viruses. And as we know, germs can negatively impact your business. Without proper protocols for infection prevention and control, which reduce the spread of germs, it could lead to negative health consequences for clients and staff. Fines from state board, loss of confidence and reputation, and interrupt business and even lead to closure. This is why proper protocols are important. Now that we know the 3 most common types of germs in the salon, let's take a closer look at each one. First, there's fungi. A pathogenic fungi is a plant-like parasite responsible for infections that appear as white or discolored areas under the nail plate. One thing to note is that it is extremely important that nail professionals do not try to diagnose or treat a fungal infection, or provide services to someone with a nail infection. The client needs to see their physician before any nail service can be performed. Next, there is bacteria. Bacteria can be classified as good bacteria or bad bacteria. Good bacteria, also called probiotics, can do several things to promote health. They can help the digestive system to do its job. Yogurt is a good example of a good bacteria. Bad bacteria, on the other hand, can cause disease or illness, and these are known as pathogens. Pathogenic bacteria include staph, strep, pneumonia, tetanus, typhoid, and tuberculosis. The drawer of a manicure table is the perfect breeding place for all kinds of bacteria. The most common bacterial infection of the nails is due to Pseudomonas, and sometimes referred to as greenies because of the greenish colored nail plate they cause. Pseudomonas is generally caused from air pockets under the nail plate that allow moisture to get in, and the green pigment-producing organism thrives in the moist environment. And then there are viruses. Generally speaking, there are only bad viruses called pathogenic viruses. COVID-19, influenza, and the common cold are examples of pathogenic viruses that can easily transfer through casual contact with an infected person. Can you think of a common way a virus spreads? That's right. Sneezing and coughing are two of the easiest ways to spread a virus. So it's particularly important to ask a client to reschedule if they are feeling sick. When dealing with germs and how to combat them, it's important to get your decontamination definitions right. For example, what's the difference between cleaning, sanitation, disinfection, and sterilization? Let's review the official definitions of all the terms. First, cleaning. At its most basic definition, clean means free of dirt and refers to scrubbing with soap and water. Before you disinfect, you must first clean. Next, sanitation. It is the base level of decontamination. It reduces the number of certain kinds of germs to a safe level. It's important to note, sanitization does kill bacteria, but does not kill viruses or fungi. And sanitization is not the same as disinfecting. In the salon setting, the most common thing we sanitize is our hands and our clients' hands before a service. Then there's disinfection. This is the highest practical level of decontamination possible for the salon environment. Disinfection is the killing of microorganisms capable of causing infection on non-porous surfaces like tabletops, implements, doors, and etc. Disinfectants should never be used on the skin, nails, or any part of the body. All disinfectants must be used and disposed of according to the manufacturer's instructions. Remember, before items can be properly disinfected, they must first be cleaned. And lastly, sterilization. It is the destruction of all living organisms on an object or non-porous surface. Sterilization is more common in certain hospital or lab environments. There are a few states that require the use of an autoclave for sterilizing implements. That's why it's important to check with your state board to know if your state requires it. Now that we know what germs are and how to combat them, let's keep in mind that germs can be found in many areas of the salon, which is why it's important to establish a sanitation and disinfection routine to prevent them from spreading. The 3 common areas where germs can spread are on surfaces like waiting areas, workstations, counters, drawers, LED lights, tools like nippers, cuticle pushers, and pedicure stations, among other areas. So now that we did the refresher on germs in the salon, let's move on to establishing guidelines on reducing the risk of exposure and help you and your clients feel more comfortable once services resume in the salon and spa environments. It's important to note that the date that you may return to work is determined by your local state authorities and must be followed. Since stay-at-home orders were implemented across the country, I am sure you've missed your clients. Did you make sure to stay in contact with them during quarantine? If you did, fantastic. If you didn't, that's okay. But it's necessary to start over communicating as you gear up to reopen. Update your clients on the status of your reopening based on your state guidelines. Tell them you miss them and how much you can't wait to beautify their nails again. And don't be shy to boast about all the amazing precautions you've taken to ensure their safety. This will help ease concerns and inspire loyalty. As you prepare to reopen, let's shift focus on the reception and retail areas. While we are used to offering the bells and whistles to our clients, right now it's time to take a minimalistic approach and discard any non-essential items like magazines and suspend any amenities like water and coffee. This will help reduce touch points and client interactions. Other important steps to include wiping down all soft surfaces like your couches and chairs with a cleanser and a clean towel. Because these are soft surfaces, they cannot be properly disinfected. Then, you should sanitize and disinfect all hard, non-porous surfaces, including the reception counter, phones, computers, door handles, and etc. Be sure to follow proper contact time for all surfaces, ensuring the disinfectant product have time to take action and work. Be sure to thoroughly sanitize and disinfect the product area, including all shelving or display cases. Remove and discard any open tester products and discontinue this practice to help reduce contamination. Add laminated signage to this area to let clients know it is cleaned and disinfected daily. Clean your air ducts and filters to improve air quality and possibly consider adding acrylic shields in the reception area. Now let's talk about our happy place, the manicure station. Our stations are covered with non-porous elements, which means there's lots of sanitation and disinfection to do. Those elements to sanitize and disinfect include tabletop, LED light, armrests, drawers, and any storage containers and any other product on our station. It is also important that the client's chair is properly wiped down. All items on a nail station must either be new, never used, or cleaned and disinfected and stored in a closed container until ready to use. Next is our LED lights and e-file. Similarly, these items must be sanitized and disinfected after each client. A pro tip we can offer is to use a diluted solution of Spa Complete, OPI's EPA-registered disinfectant, and a lint-free table towel to disinfect your lamp and e-file. You can also consider having extra lamps on deck, so while one is being disinfected, the other can be used. We then have our color wall and color palettes. To reduce touch points and client interactions, consider covering your color wall to prevent clients from touching it. If you are using a color palette to help your client choose her manicure shade, be sure you are sanitizing and disinfecting the palette after each client. Next, our tools. When it comes to single-use items like nail files and buffers, those tools are porous, and a new one should be used on each client. Then, when it comes to our can't work without items, sanitizing and disinfecting your implements and e-file bits is especially important in the nail salon, as implements come in contact with skin and can transfer germs from client to client or from client to technician. But don't take our word for it. Let's hear it from OPI Global Top Artist, Chelsea Bart. At OPI, we believe what sets you apart from competition isn't just a great manicure, pedicure, or enhancement. It's how you maintain good salon hygiene, and that starts with properly disinfected implements. I use a clean brush and Swiss Blue soap to thoroughly remove any debris from my implements. I focus on the areas that collect debris the most. Once I'm done, I rinse my implements with warm water, then place them on a clean towel to dry. I'll do this process to all of my implements, such as my AccuNip, Pusher Plus, and Dexterity. Next, I rinse my brush and set it aside to dry. Now, with the clean towel, I'll pat dry my implements to remove any leftover moisture. Next, I carefully place my now sanitized implements into my disinfectant solution. Make sure the implements are fully submerged for 10 minutes. We recommend setting a timer to remind you when the 10 minutes are up. Do not soak your implements for an extensive period of time, as this can cause the jaws and hinges to corrode. I'll rinse my implements under running water. Once my tools are thoroughly rinsed, I place them back onto a clean towel. I repeat these same steps with my remaining implements. With a clean towel, I pat dry my implements to remove any excess moisture. Lastly, I store and label my clean implements in a sanitary container so they're ready for my next service. Now that we know how to properly disinfect implements, do you remember the 3 common areas in the salon where germs can be found? One of those areas are the pedicure stations. That's because pipe foot baths have internal pipes that can lead to biofilm buildup. Biofilm is often referred to cities of microbes, found in accumulation of standing water that's hardened. To prevent this, be sure to remove and properly clean and disinfect all components of the bowl available. For basins or bowls, drain water and treat like surface disinfection. Leave wet for contact time as listed on the disinfectant's label. Pro tip: if your pedicure chairs have a remote, be sure to cover them with plastic so you can clean and disinfect after each use. Also, some states may require you to use a pedicure liner for each use, so be sure to check with your local guidelines. How are we feeling so far? Most of that you already knew and were likely already a part of your daily salon life. Now, let's talk about some protective measures you can take to pay additional attention to the health and safety of others. The following back-to-work guidelines were developed by the Professional Beauty Association in partnership with Leslie Ross, registered nurse and leading industry infection control specialist. Please note that while the following are guidelines, every state has its own health and public safety measures that must be followed at all times. Be sure to review your state regulations to ensure all proper protocols are being implemented. If you haven't already heard, one of the latest buzzwords is PPE, and it stands for Personal Protection Equipment, and represents products like gloves and masks. Wearing PPE can prevent seemingly healthy people from infecting others that are asymptomatic. meaning a person could be sick and not show any symptoms. For that reason, it's recommended that both you and your client wear a mask during a service. In the state of Georgia, for example, the state is also recommending for salon employees to wear face shields when servicing clients. This may vary from state to state, so be sure to check with your local authorities. Then there are gloves. Be sure to prioritize wearing gloves during every single service. Remember, PPE products, such as gloves, are single-use and must be changed after each client. And you must wash your hands with soap and warm water after removing gloves. Always be sure to properly remove and discard gloves to prevent any cross-contamination. Then there are restrooms. Make sure you are thoroughly cleaning and disinfecting all surfaces and replace paper goods. Consider adding hand sanitizer if not already available. Maybe even think about upgrading to touchless faucets, touchless soap, touchless paper, and hand sanitizer dispensers. Maybe even trash containers that open and close automatically to further prevent any cross-contamination. I don't know about you guys, but when I think back at the first salon I ever worked at, the restroom used to double as a storage closet. If that's the case for you, it's time to reconsider how you are using that space. Then there's laundry. Be sure to clean all linens in the salon following your state regulations. Be sure to dry all linens properly with no moisture or dampness remaining. Properly store in a closed, covered cabinet following your state board guidelines. Next is hand hygiene. Now say that fast 5 times. Hand hygiene, hand hygiene, hand hygiene, hand hygiene, hand hygiene. Oh! Just kidding. Make sure you and your clients are each washing your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. The same steps should be taken after eating, smoking, using the restroom, and interacting with clients. You might also want to consider adding hand sanitizer at the reception area and other points of client contact, including individual stations and restrooms. Don't forget to use lotion as well to keep hands moisturized. To abide by social distancing guidelines, waiting area chairs should be removed or spaced in such a manner to accommodate social distancing requirements. If stations are set up closer than 6 feet, use every other station to maintain distance. And, according to the Professional Beauty Association, there should be no more than 7 people per 1,000 square feet, including employees, in the salon at one time. And while we all love the break room to catch up with our favorite coworker, for now, the break room should be temporarily closed. There are other practical changes you can start thinking about in order to continue to keep your client's safety and health at top of mind. Some of those new changes include staggering appointments to allow time to properly clean and disinfect between clients and reduce waiting area congestion. Remember, clean is cute and you need time to do it right. Next, you want to implement an appointment system to help with scheduling and reduce walk-ins. This will help you manage the foot traffic in your salon. Be sure to confirm all appointments within 48 hours and ensure your clients are healthy and feeling well. For the time being, offer cancellations without penalty if they are showing any signs of sickness. For now, avoid cash and take electronic payments only to avoid point-of-sale contact. Then, there's a no phone policy. We all love our phones, but according to Time magazine, phones carry 10 times more germs than a toilet seat. Yikes! So for that reason, implement a no phone policy. It will help reduce touch points and give you one less thing to worry about. Have your clients text you the inspiration image before the appointment so they don't get the urge to pull out their phone during the service. If you are a salon that offers dip services, sanitation is going to be a big concern for your clientele. Be sure to communicate what your dip service safe practices are so that you protect your bottom line. For example, according to the State Board of Nevada, dip nail services have a 51.4% risk of infection if the service is not done properly. The OPI education team has created some general do's and don'ts to help reduce the risk of infection. First, don't dip straight into the jar. Do use separate medicine cups. Second, don't store contaminated powder. Do discard unused powder after each client. Third, don't double dip. Do consider pouring over rather than dipping. With that, we partnered with our OPI design team artist, Galdina Jimenez, to create a pro tip on how to reduce waste and reduce the risk of infection. What this pro tip tells you is since you will be discarding the unused powder, we have a technique using a pouring method that also lets you reduce waste. But let's hear it from Galdina Jimenez herself.
Hi there, I'm Galdina Jimenez, OPI Design Team Top Artist. Today I'm going to share with you one of my pro tips. So if you're trying to create a long nail extension using Powder Perfection, which is our dip system, we usually recommend using cups like this for dipping. Now the problem with dipping for long extensions is that if you are dipping, you are having to fill up your cup with lots of powder. So the recommended is about 3/4. This is about 1/4 of the way. If I were to dip my long extension into this cup, it's barely going to cover the entire nail. So in order to get full coverage, what I recommend is grabbing another empty cup, and then you can simply pour that powder right over. Being able to pour the powder over gets you full coverage, and if you missed a spot, you can go ahead and switch cups quickly and pour it right over once again. So I hope you enjoy using this pro tip of mine to create some really cool long nail extensions using Powder Perfection. Thank you.
Quick check-in. How are we holding up? Hopefully, by now you are starting to feel excited and confident about going back to the salon. To recap, so far we've gone over the impact of germs in the salon, reviewed decontamination terminology, and covered some back-to-work guidelines, along with new protective measures you can implement in your salon to ensure your clients feel safe and comfortable. In the next and final phase of this seminar, we will go over some in-salon solutions to help you treat some of the top client scenarios. But before you can offer any service, you must sanitize your salon. So let us introduce you to OPI's top sanitation products that have been part of the OPI family since 1981. Meet OPI's Swiss Blue Liquid Hand Soap. This hand soap was specifically designed for the salon professional. What does that mean? The formula does not contain mineral oil or lanolin, which may cause service to lift prematurely. It's also non-drying and designed for repeated use, making this item the perfect start to every service. This is OPI's Swiss Hand Guard Antiseptic Hand Wash Gel. This 2-in-1 product is a convenient skin antiseptic that kills germs on contact. It is formulated with a non-drying formula and designed for repeated use with nail techs in mind. Since this product does not contain any emollients, it can be used during cuticle prep and will thoroughly sanitize the nail plate. Then there's N.A.S. 99, a 99% high-grade isopropyl alcohol liquid that can be used throughout the service. It's the ideal cleanser to remove excess oils and moisture for better product adhesion, as well as removing any inhibition layers. It's also great to clean your gel brushes. Note that pure alcohols such as isopropyl alcohol, Ethyl alcohol or ethanol are not the most effective germ killers. They need a certain amount of water to destroy microbial cell walls. N.A.S. 99 is 99% IPA and less than 1% water. And it is not registered as an antimicrobial. Finally, there's OPI Spa Complete, our EPA-registered disinfectant formulated to combat germs in the salon and disinfect implements, pedicure stations, and non-porous surfaces. Remember, disinfectants should only be used on surfaces and not on the skin. When you use disinfectants like OPI Spa Complete, the contact time on the label must be observed for the disinfectant to work. Contact time refers to how long the disinfectant is visibly wet on the surface, allowing it to thoroughly destroy all of the pathogens. Typical contact time for immersion is 10 minutes. For disinfectant wipes is 1 to 2 minutes. What did you think of the OPI sanitation family? Cute, right? Now that you've met the gang, let's see how we can use OPI Spa Complete in our everyday salon routines. Here's a recipe to create your own disinfection solution. Step 1. Mix 1 ounce of Spa Complete into 1 gallon of water. Step 2. Apply using a spray bottle and allow it to soak for 1 minute before wiping it down with a clean cloth or table towel. This is how you disinfect your foot spas. Step 1. Scrub the bowl with soap and water and rinse completely before putting back together all parts. Step 2. Use 1 ounce of product per gallon of water to cover the intake valve or 2 inches above the highest jet. Step 3. Start the pump to circulate the jet. Let the solution stand for about 10 minutes. Step 4. After the unit has been thoroughly disinfected, rinse all disinfected surfaces with fresh water. Remember earlier when OPI top artist Chelsea Bart sanitized and disinfected her tools? Well, this is the protocol she used to disinfect her implements using OPI Spa Complete. Step 1. First, remove all visible debris using water and OPI Swiss Blue liquid hand soap. Step 2. Then, place cleaned tools on a clean towel and pat dry. Step 3. Mix 2 ounces of Spa Complete into 1 gallon of water, or 0.5 ounces of Spa Complete into 1 quart of water. Step 4. Making sure tools are fully submerged, place sanitized tools in the solution for 10 minutes. Step 5. Rinse thoroughly and dry before use and place in a clean container. Quick call out. Remember that a fresh solution must be prepared daily or more often if the solution becomes dirty or soiled. As you are preparing to resume services in your salon, you need to be cautious of any potential risks for cross-contamination during the service. For example, as you prep for a client, be sure to clean and disinfect surfaces and prep all your tools and products you will need the next hour or so. As you execute this service, remember you're wearing gloves and holding the client's hands. If in the event you accidentally forget any items in your drawer or anywhere else, you must properly remove gloves, sanitize your hands, grab the item, re-sanitize, and reapply a new pair of gloves. These extra steps of precaution will help prevent cross-contamination. As soon as the service is complete, clean and disinfect surfaces, discard all single-use or disposable items, set your implements aside for cleaning and disinfection, discard the gloves, and wash your hands. Now, get ready to rock it all over again. Once your salon has received the green light from your state to reopen and you start booking clients, it's time to think about the type of condition their nails might be in after months of stay-at-home orders. And let's face it, due to COVID-19, the pandemic has made some clients nervous to go back, and that's okay. This is the perfect time to show how much you care about their well-being by bringing them up to speed on all the precautions you're taking and proceed with their normal service. This isn't the time to introduce a new service. Remember, this client wants to know that he or she is safe to return to their pampering routine. For this service recommendation, we suggest an OPI Pro Spa Express Manicure or Pedicure. That way, the service isn't too long, but they still get the pampering that they deserve. Prep the client's cuticles with SwissGuard and talk about the hand wash gel's antiseptic formula. If he or she loves dipped nails, show your client how you are discarding all unused powder after the service. Finally, moisturize his or her hands with OPI Pro Spa cuticle oil. Before the appointment is over, offer your client a few items for retail, like his or her own bottle of SwissGuard antiseptic hand wash gel to keep them protected at all times. Or you can offer their very own manicure prep kit featuring their own tools. Having their own supplies will let them feel safe from not having to share with others. Let them take it home and bring it back or write their name on their kit until their next visit. If your client was only interested in cuticle detailing, offer them nail lacquer base and top coats or Infinite Shine primer and gloss so that they can go home with prepped hands and apply their color on themselves until they start to feel more comfortable staying at the salon longer. The client scenario to consider next is the client who attempted to remove their old manicure and was left with damaged, peeled, and thinning nails. For this service recommendation, offer the client with damaged nails to do a reparative service. Avoid applying gels or enhancement until his or her nails are strong enough to hold product. Remember, applying product to damaged nails can lead to premature lifting or even more nail damage. Start the service with a Pro Spa manicure and prep cuticles with Swiss HandGuard. Start the color service with a treatment like Nail Envy or Infinite Shine Strengthening Treatment Primer. Continue with color and top coats of choice. When it comes to retail for this client, it's all about nail rehab, so offer them Nail Envy so they may continue the treatment at home. Instruct them to apply every other day for 7 days. Then, recommend they return back to the salon for cuticle care and repeat the service. Then, offer them Pro Spa cuticle oil or hand creams to maintain moisture after all that hand washing. And of course, a bottle of SwissGuard antiseptic hand wash gel to keep them protected at all times. The last client scenario to consider is the enhancement client, who was so loyal to you during stay-at-home orders that they did absolutely nothing to their nails. They waited patiently for you to work your magic again, and now they have some insane grow out. Offer this loyal client to a full set. Yes, this includes the hard gel client too. At this point, he or she has extreme grow out. There's probably a significant amount of lifting because he or she hasn't received a fill, so the enhancement is off balance. It's best to do a full removal in order to check for hidden greenies underneath. Water and moisture could have gotten trapped underneath, and a tiny greenie might be hiding underneath the enhancement. If there are greenies, do not apply a new set. Wait for the greenies to grow out before applying product. For the actual service, start with Pro Spa gloves during the lengthy removal process. This way, the client gets a moisturizing treatment at the same time. Then, move on to prep. Continue with their enhancement of choice, like Powder Perfection, Absolute Acrylic, or Axiom Hard Gel. Then finish with OPI Pro Spa Cuticle Oil. If this client has greenies, offer them a Pro Spa manicure with a shiny buff and stop there. For retail suggestions, offer them Swiss Handguard Antiseptic Hand Wash Gel to keep them protected at all times, OPI Pro Spa Cuticle Oil, and hand cream for moisture. And just in case of an emergency, their own nail tip cutters, like OPI Quick Trim, in the event he or she is stuck with long nails again. We've covered a lot of ground during this seminar, and we are super proud of you for making it all the way to the end. But before you leave, there are a few key takeaways we would like for you to remember. Keep sanitation and safety top of mind during your daily cleaning and disinfection protocols. Take pride in your professionalism by communicating with your clients about the precautions you are taking to ensure they are comfortable and confident in receiving a safe service. And lastly, have fun reconnecting with clients and being back to doing what you love. You are the expert, and this is your time to shine. If you would love easy and free access to more education from OPI, be sure to download the OPI Education app available in the App Store and Google Play. In the app, you will get access to detailed product knowledge sheets from prep, application, and removal for all OPI systems. For additional resources regarding salon sanitation, be sure to check out opi.com for information like a sanitation checklist or a salon reopening FAQ. We even created templates for you to guide in your phone calls, voicemails, text message, and email communications with your clients to share the safety and sanitation measures your salon has taken to address COVID-19. And it's all for free. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope you return back to the salon safely and confidently.